Good morning, everyone. I put on the community tab yesterday that I was going to do this video and rant a little while. But if I really wanted to rant, I should have done it yesterday when I was really fired up. There's two things that happened yesterday. Back to back. One of them was a few days long. But I'll start out with the app called MyFitnessPal. I watch a YouTuber and she lost like 90 pounds last year. And she did it simply by calorie counting. And while I get that, and I'm proud of her that she was able to do it without any medications or anything like that, keeping track of the calories is what the issue is, trying to figure out So if you have an app, of course, it's easier to follow. Okay. So I asked her, how did you keep track? And she said that she did the free version of MyFitnessPal. So I had that years ago and it was free. And so I got back in there to sign up for the free version, and I did all the things and I put in all my information, and then it said start here for the free version or something like that. I mean, I've been known to make mistakes in the past, okay, but I really don't think I made a mistake and hit the wrong button. But I hit for the free, and then it took me to the inside of the app, and then it flipped over and said, your free version will expire in 30 days, which I get that. A lot of them expire in 30 days. She acted like hers went on and on, but a lot of them do expire in 30 days. So anyhow, it said your free version will expire in 30 days. And at that time, you will owe $79.99 for the year to continue, and you have been enrolled in premium. Wait a minute. That's not what I signed up for. It is not what I signed up for. Now, I wouldn't have gotten so angry about it had the app offered a way for me to immediately then go in, check what I did, opt out, delete it. But you can't find what you need. And of course you can't talk to people anymore. And I was in this app and I was going and going and going for just a few days. And I finally called my daughter and I said, well, what do I do? On the 26th of May, they're going to take $80 out of my account. And her advice was to call the bank and tell them not to allow that to go through. Well, I wanted to delete the app so I didn't have to deal with doing anything. I didn't have to deal with the $80 coming out. I didn't have to deal with calling the bank to try to stop it. I just wanted to delete everything. So, and they were going to take it out of my Apple Pay. So, I was just really, really upset. Well, on Mother's Day, she came over and I said, hey, can you help me? Because she said, we'll sit down together and figure out how to delete it. So it took her a good, 10, 15 minutes. And she's like 25 years younger than me. So she's more on it, more with it. And it took her a good 10, 15 minutes to figure out which thing to go in under settings. And it's hidden and it's buried. And you hit this and you tap that, and then that's not it. And then you go back into settings, and I think it ended up being under contact us or something, or help or something like that. Something that I never even thought, well, that's not what I need. So, I scrolled on by that. Anyway, in one of those tabs, it was buried deep, and it said delete app. And I was like, yes. So I got it deleted. I put in my password. It said, are you sure you want to delete? said, I am absolutely sure. And we deleted it. And so that was a huge weight off my shoulders. I mean, just for fun, I'm going to continue to closely monitor our account and make sure that nothing, seeped through or was fishy, because the apps like that do that to people, to me, seem underhanded. And I've also heard that that particular app will sell your information to the dark web. So if you've got it, you might want to get rid of it. And if you don't got it, don't get it. And then yesterday, I got a phone call from my doctor's office, and it said I needed to reschedule my appointment, which was coming up July 22nd with my primary. And so I called, and I got to talking to her, and she said, well, she's going to be gone. That's how she put it. And I said, oh, on vacation or something? And she goes, no, gone. So I said, okay, what's going on? And she said, well, she's decided to early retire. And I said, all right. I mean, I was just, when you lose a doctor, especially now when they're so hard to find anyway, and you lose one that you've had for the last, 7, 8 years that you really, really liked. This woman took really good care of me. Really good. One time, and she's not a psychiatrist, but one time I went in there and I was completely melting down. It's a couple of years ago. I had become estranged from my brother. I can tell you that story sometime. If you want to know, let me know in the comments. And I had lost both of my dogs within just a few months of each other. And it was just a really hard time for me. I went in her office for a regular appointment. She spent an hour talking to me. I mean, I love that woman. But I wish her well. Everybody deserves to retire and enjoy life. And so I was talking to the scheduler, and I said, well, are you going to get another doctor in there? So they had 2 doctors in there in that office and 2 nurse practitioners. Both doctors are leaving and 1 nurse practitioner. And I said, what's going on? Is management, what, it makes you wonder. And she said, no, everybody's, they're retiring, or they're moving out of state, or they're going elsewhere, so she's got a script, when people start asking questions, I could tell. So I said, are you getting another doctor? And she said, yeah, there's a doctor that's coming. We'll have 1 doctor and 1 nurse practitioner. And I said, well, I wish them luck, because they're going to suffer burnout within like 3 months with all the patients that they're going to have to absorb. And she was like, yeah. So anyway, I said, well, when can she see me, this new doctor? And she said, well, she can see you at 9 o'clock on July 23rd. And like I said, my appointment originally was the 22nd. I said, okay, what time? 9. And she goes, 9 o'clock. And I said, at my age, that's a little early, and I live about 40 minutes away from the office. So that's putting it even way earlier for me. I can do it, but I prefer a late morning, early afternoon appointment. Okay, well, let me look. So she comes back on, and she said, she can see you at 1:20 on September 16th. And I said, what? And she goes, yeah, if you want later than 9 o'clock. I said, you know what? Give me the 9 o'clock. I'll make it work. Whatever. So I got that scheduled. Then I started doing research on a new doctor closer to my little small town out here that I can get to, quicker or whatever. And so I found one, and he sees my husband. And I called him, and she said, yeah, he's accepting new patients, but just so you know, the first available appointment is January 6th. And I had been, round and round it with that scheduler to begin with, that first one. And then she told me January 6th. And sometimes I'm a smart aleck, and I can't help it. It just comes out. And I said, are we talking 2025 or are we talking 2026? And she goes, 2025, ma'am. And then I apologized. I said, look, I know it's not your fault. I just feel like I've been through it. I mean, when you get sick anymore, I didn't say all this to her, but I'm saying it to you guys because you're the lucky ones. Since 2020, whenever you get sick, you might as well just go to the urgent care or the clinic, and hope that all you have is sinus, ear, bronchitis type things that they can actually diagnose and treat you for. And it's nothing more severe, but people that are, a certain age, it can be more than just those little things. And you don't necessarily want to just go to the CVS clinic. Maybe that's just me. I've used it several times. I've been happy with it, but it was just for minor things. But when you need a doctor, I worked for doctors for 25 years, and we had a protocol. Certain things, when a patient called in, certain things like a physical, just a routine sports check for a kid or something, that could be booked weeks or a couple months in advance. Something like, I've got, like, I don't know, my knees hurt, my arthritis is out of control. Can I see the doctor? We'd get those people in a couple of days. And then the urgent visits we had them blocked off on the schedule. We were not allowed to touch those until the day of. And those were reserved for, fevers, uncontrolled cough, bleeding, whatever, urgent. We would see them that day that they called. I don't know if doctors' offices don't do that anymore, but I did ask, I forget, it was for my dog, trying to make an appointment for her, and it was going to be weeks ahead. And I said, don't you save some emergency slots for the same day? Yes, we do, but they're all used up. And I said, but you're not reserving them for the same day then, if they're already used. And I feel like she needs to be seen today. And she goes, yeah, we had emergency slots, but they were already used. And I said, then you don't get it. So I don't know. It just seems like, and I know I'm not the only one, but since 2020, trying to get a doctor, and then even if you have a doctor, trying to get that doctor to see you when you feel like you need to be seen pretty quickly, you can't. You just can't see your doctor anymore. And this guy, he sees my husband, and I've met him once. He's got a medical degree. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be closer to home. I hate that I lost my doctor, but, life goes on. But I just was I had it yesterday. I got thrown a couple of curveballs, and I wasn't very happy yesterday. So I think that's all that I had to tell you. It was just, appointment scheduling is ridiculous, and if I ruled the world, it would be a better place. My dad used to say that all the time. And then the MyFitnessPal app, be careful of those because they are built to rip you off. And that's all I have for you today. I will let you go and enjoy your Thursday, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.